lit. When we know you lit. Every day we lit. Yeah. 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 Every day we lit. Every day we lit. Every day we lit. Every day we lit.
Guys, I just passed my road test. Your girl got her driver's license. You guys never saw me with a slip before. Y'all probably like, ooh, she ghetto. I'm not ghetto, guys. I'm just really happy. Like, you know, in life, sometimes you gotta just be like, who cares what people think? I posted it on Snapchat. My Snapchat story, my Instagram story, my Instagram feed, my Facebook feed. Like, people probably think like,
why is she posting it everywhere?
I'm just like, I'm happy. Like, don't care what people think. If you happy, put it out there. Who cares? Who cares? There's probably like babies in the back because outside of where I live, there's like kids playing. But you clicked on this video because you want to know how to get your license. First things first, you have to get your permit. There's 25 questions on the permit test. You have 25 minutes to answer all of them, and you have to get 18 right to pass. Now, it took me 5 minutes to do the whole thing, and I only got one question wrong. And I was so lit. I was so happy. Where I live in Massachusetts, so it's $30 to get your permit. Before you even take the test, you have to pay $30 to actually take the permit test. If you fail the permit test, they keep that $30. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. Unless you want to stand back in line and take the test again and pay the $30, which is crazy. So they keep the $30 whether you fail or pass. So I passed, and what happened was I went inside this room and the lady printed it for me, and she was like, okay, we're gonna take your picture. I'm gonna show you guys. I just don't want to show any of my information. This is my picture, y'all. Look, I just look. I don't even know. I was just like, if you are under 18 and once you get your permit, you have to wait 6 months in order to get your license. So some people said that go straight for the driver's ed. Go straight for it right after you get your permit. I didn't do that. I figured when 6 months is up, that's when I'm gonna go for my driver's ed, because I want like everything they taught me to be fresh in my mind for when I take my road test. So that's exactly what I did. I waited 6 months. I was just chilling. Is it just me or is my camera being weird? I don't know. If it is, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why it's doing that. When I got my permit, like, I wasn't really good on the road like that, and then my dad was like, we're gonna teach you, we're gonna do this. Like, he took me on the real road. He was like, drive, girl. He even took me on the highway. Like, I was just like, oh my goodness, new driver on the highway, what is this? I'm gonna just tell y'all something. My dad's from Jamaica, so like, I'm not trying to like say anything, but parents from the island, they just be like, do it, like, you know, like, just do this. Not saying they're demanding, but they just want to push you. They want to see you go far. And they believe that, like, even if you're young, you can do anything. You should be independent. So that's, you know, my dad. Yeah. So 6 months was up, and I started my driving classes. By this time, I was familiar with the road. I was driving with a licensed driver, which was my mom or my dad, here and there, going to the store, going to school. I even drove to school. Like, they would sit in the car and I would drive to school, and then they would take the car and go about their business. And then I did classes, and I did the classroom classes. We would watch videos. They would teach us about car crashes and all of the above. We had to do work, we had to do classwork, and then at the very end, we had to take a test. We had to take like a written test about everything, and you had to pass. And if you did it, you have to take it again. And I can't remember if I paid for that one. I really can't remember. I paid for so much just for this whole process. It was so much money. I can't remember if I paid for it, but I passed. I got a 98 out of 100. I got 2 questions wrong. So I was happy about that. Before the classes, I was doing like behind the wheel. You have to do 12 hours of behind the wheel and 6 hours of observing. So basically behind the wheel is exactly what it sounds like. The guy who owns like the driving school, or like his workers, they would sit in the passenger seat while I drive, and we'll drive around, and you can either book your session for an hour or 2 hours. First session has to be an hour. But I booked mine for 2 hours because I told him I had experience. And when I got in the seat, girl, or boy, whoever's watching this, he told me, like, you should have did an hour. But then at the end, he was like, I'm sorry, because I was really nervous. Like, when I got in the car, I started, like, jerking the car, and he was just like, what are you doing? But by the end, I got really, like, comfortable with him because, remind you, there was other kids in the back. That's why I was nervous. I was like, people are watching me. This is weird. By the end, he was like, you're actually a good driver. I was like, I know. So by then, I just booked all my hours. And then I still had some left to go. I had no observation hours, observing hours even put in. So after my classroom hours, I just killed my observation hours and my behind the wheel hours. I killed it every day after school, after work. I have them pick me up at work. I'll have them pick me up at school. I have them pick me up right after I get home. Like, I just killed it one after another. And I know a lot of people say, oh, I didn't want to. I would cancel my plans. I would change my my work schedule just to fit everything because I wanted to get this done. And I mean, people be like, 12 hours, boom, I could do this in that week. Nope, it's not that easy as it seems because the website that I went to book all my hours, he was already booked. So people book their hours 3-4 days before. They book their hours 3-4 days before. 3-4 months before. People book them for months. So like, say if I know I'm going to be doing driving school 6 months from now, people book it already. So times will be crazy. They'll be like 10 p.m. available, 5 in the morning available. I'm not going to do that. So I would have to get like stuff that's like more reasonable and more convenient for me, you know. They take you on the highway, they take you on regular roads, they make you parallel park, they teach you every single thing. They teach how to 3-point turn. My dad even said, like, you became a better driver, like with my help, of course, but even after the whole driving school and the whole sessions and everything, you became a better driver. By the way, I never told you guys that the whole thing that I did was $675. The classes were for free. But the sessions, the practice and the sessions behind the wheel and observing was $675 altogether. So I had to pay that. And then I booked my driving tests like so many times and it didn't go through because there was a lot of people and they kept getting denied. I don't know. It was just some crazy stuff. So my driving test was supposed to be last week and I was not ready. Like, my mom's like, you got it, like, you're a good driver, like, you're good. And I'm like, nope, your girl forgot how to parallel park. I don't know what happened. I knew how to parallel park before, but just because my driving test is next week, I don't know how to parallel park. I don't know how to parallel park. I was just tripping. So then the guy told me that it was going to be today, which was like a couple days before. He said it was going to be today. I didn't tell my mom. I wasn't ready. I didn't want the stress upon me. Like, I'm the type of person, like, if I don't want to be stressed out, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I just don't want to talk about it. Let's not think about it. Nope. So my mom knew it was today. I had to go by myself, of course. So I traveled by train and bus. I traveled all the way to that town, which was far away, which I don't want to say because I don't want you guys to know where I live near. So I got there and then I gave him the money. So to take the test is $100. So I gave him the $100 and then I had an application and it had like everything filled out, my permit number, my name, my address, blah, 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 my parents' signature, etc. Gave him that, gave him my permit, boom. I was panicking. I went to the bathroom. I started breathing up and down. I was like, okay. I sat in the car and I waited for the guy. He wasn't coming. I was waiting for him. He didn't come. And he didn't come. And then he came. And my heart started like beating fast. I was like, oh my gosh, it's him. He's here. Got in the car and I was like, hello. And he was like, good afternoon. And I was like, oh my goodness. By the way, I pictured him so old. He was like young. He was like 30. That's young to me. He was like 30. I was like, oh, okay, he's a young guy. So this is the situation. I didn't have to bring a car. The test was at the driving school, in front of the driving school. They provide the test for you. So the guy who owns the driving school, which is the guy who taught me at my driving school, he was sitting in the back. The examiner was in the front, and the passenger, and I was in the driver's seat, of course. So he was like, so this is how it went. He told me to pull off and drive straight and take a right on blah, blah, blah street. So I did. I was shaking. I don't know what was wrong with me, and I knew he could kind of see it, but my instructor, the guy who taught me at the driving school, he also told me that, like, don't panic. So for you guys that want to know, don't panic. They know that it's a crazy day and it's an important day for you, so you're going to be a little nervous. But they can sense a good driver, not just you're nervous because that's just how you are. They can sense a good driver, but they know that you're nervous. So I was nervous, and then he told me to take another right. I took another right. He told me to pull over to the right. I pulled over to the right. He told me back up in a straight line. I backed up in a straight line. You want to make sure that you look over your blind spot because they're really crazy over that. Look over your blind spot, check your mirrors, like be really alertive, like you know what I mean? Like be like that. They like that. So I did. Then he told me to drive straight. Then he told me to do a 3-point turn, which I did. Then he told me to parallel park, and I did. And then he told me to take a left, and I took a left. He told me to drive back for where we started, and I did. And you know what he said? He scared the crap out of me. He looked at me. He said, so overall, you're a good driver. What is he doing? What is he about to say? And he was like, but, and I was like, he was like, I'm gonna pass you. And I was like, okay. I was so happy. I was like, okay. So I was like, all right. And then he was like, any questions? And I said, yeah, I know that, because this is true, for 6 months you can't drive with any friends in the car. And he said, yeah, you can't drive with any friends in the car when you first get your license for 6 months. And I said, oh, okay. And he said, do you know what happened? And I was like, yeah, you get your license taken away. He's like, good. And then he's like, here you go. I was like, he gave my license. Well, I mean, not my license. He gave me the thing that said pass. By the way, when you get the thing that says pass, that's not your license, just to let you know. You have 30 days to go to the registry place and actually pay the fee or do it online to get your license, and they'll mail it to your house. And they give you a little paper license. I'm pretty sure you guys see it of people that you know that have license. They give you a little temporary license, and then they mail you the hard copy, which I cannot wait to get. Your girl's about to pay for that tomorrow. Like, I'm so serious. I'm lit. I'm gonna put on some more music. So if you guys like more story times like this, let your girl know, and I'll just give it to you guys. Like, you know, like I'll give y'all more story times if y'all want more story times. But thank you guys so much for listening. Like, share, comment, and you already know, be back for another video, baby loves. Love you. Mwah.